Welcome to the Virgo Verdict. I am Tracy Ricks with my co-host and homeboy, Sherrod Cohen. How y'all doing today? Sherrod, what we talking about?
Um, there's a topic of a woman. I've never heard it, but evidently it's a thing. It's called hospice wife.
It's a group of men. When they get to 50, they start falling apart. I found out just by doing this podcast. There's this term called hospice wife. So, right. So I'll give you how it is. Hospice wife. So a hospice wife, basically a man above 50, marries a woman. Finally, he's been playing the field for 50 years, and now he's ready to get married. His body is falling apart. He's got hypertension. He's got diabetes, heart issues, the whole nine. And now he's ready to get married and settle down. So now he marries a woman maybe 10 years younger or maybe in the same age group. And now he's marrying her, but only for him to have someone to take care of him in his later years.
Hospice wife. So I guess this
Child.
men
It's
get
a
to a
thing,
certain age.
Sherrod.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a thing. So men, well, in my experience, and I'm not saying that all men do this, but
Right,
there
right.
is a culture of men out here who do this shit. They wait until they 65, got diabetes, about to get their foot cut off, high blood pressure, arthritis, and they dick don't work to decide they want to lock in. And these men have had opportunities with great women before this point, had opportunities to lock in with somebody that who would probably be more than willing to take care of them before they got sick. Find it in their Rolodex to now want to get in touch so that they don't have to go through this lonely end of life process on their own. Now they want to lock in.
Mm-hmm.
And I promise you that this happened to me the other day. 10 years ago, I used to date this man. Now this man was fine. And I don't typically go for fine men and y'all. And I like black ass men. This man was light. He looked like Dwayne the Rock Johnson's little brother. He had recently gotten out of prison, so y'all know what his body was looking like. He was a boxer. He was cool. He pushed up on me, and I typically don't go for guys that look like him, but I was single and I was like, okay, I'll give him an opportunity. We had a brief affair. But because of how he looked, he had a lot of women, and plus he had been in prison for over 10 years. So he was out here like doing this thing, and I'm not mad at him. We weren't in a committed relationship at all. Fast forward 10 years. Sherrod. This man done put on about 300 pounds. I'm sure he's a diabetic. Like, you can't tell the difference between his chin and his shoulders. Like, for real. He called me out of the clear blue sky. Like, hey, I was just thinking about you. I know your fiance passed, and I was hoping that we could reconnect. Now, we weren't in love. We weren't even talking about being in a relationship or anything. But when he called me, he called on that tip, like, I want to reconnect and I want to see if you and I could like get together. And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, who do you think I am? First of all, because I was never in love, and we didn't have a romance to the point that 10 years later you could call me and I would be like, "Ooh, yes." Like, it was nothing like that. But he down and out, I just don't understand why you would call me 10 years later when we didn't have like this amazing connection. We didn't. It was just a regular, a few month long affair is what it was. And I never expressed love for him. He never expressed love for me. But suddenly he loves me. And I'm the one that got away. And I just don't think that that's the case. I think that, and plus, this was 10 years ago. So I'm 53 now. So I was in my 40s then. He was 10 years older than me then.
Oh, so he's
So
pushing his 60s.
he's in his 60s now, y'all. And there is nothing about this man that I find attractive at this point in my life. Nothing. So I'm wondering, is he looking for a hospice wife? Because what else would there be? We didn't have anything to bind us. There was no love connection. It was just lust at the time. I liked how he looked. He liked how I looked, and we got together. But that was it. There was no substance to our relationship whatsoever. There was no substance that would dictate that 10 years later he suddenly get in touch with me. But I have heard this and I have seen it. There are older men out here that are looking for wives. They're looking for end of life companionship. And I'm not saying that there's necessarily anything wrong with that. It's just that,
Because everybody deserves
these
love.
everybody is deserving
Well,
of
you know what?
love.
Is deserving. Yeah, I'm not gonna say they
Yes.
deserve it, but yeah.
But like most of the men who I know who have done this hospice wife, let me try to find me a hospice wife thing, were like assholes and menaces in their formidable years. They like for real, like they were
Slanging
treating
and
women
banging.
real right. They were treating women real bad. And then now you want to get in your 60s and you a diabetic and you got Alzheimer's and
But they
whatever.
didn't forget who you were.
Right. Right. So now you want to settle down? Now you want to settle down and we can't go on a family vacation because your ass need a wheelchair? No, sir. No, ma'am. No. No. That's some fucked up shit to me. You gon' you gon' squander your best years being a player, and then now you want to come to me with your
You heard,
one leg
you
and your
heard the
high
song.
blood
I
pressure.
don't want to be a player no more.
Yeah, no, do that. Go somewhere. But but this is the thing, though, Sherrod.
Okay.
Men who are looking for hospice wives, they view women in a particular way.
Okay.
So clearly, the guy who called me the other day views me in a particular way. I
Probably
imagine, and I'm
caring,
only
compassionate, nurturing, caregiver. So basically, he wants a caregiver. A
was a
caregiver.
caregiver, somebody to take care of him. And he looked at me. He was probably going through his phone, like, damn, I'm lonely. Who can I call? Oh, Tracy. She'll love me. She's sweet. She can cook. She took care of the last nigga. She can take care of me. But the difference is the last dude was physically intact when we met. He got cancer in the middle of our relationship. I was his
Yeah.
caregiver by default because we were in a partnership
Hmm.
and there was no way I was going to leave him. That's when, and I tell people this all the time. I needed that because number one, it proved to me that I am who I believe myself to be and who I say that I am. And number two, Sherrod, I did not take a class on caregiving. That shit just kicked in. My black girl magic kicked in. And I suddenly just knew what to do. But it was because me and this man were destined to be together for the time that we were together. It was a divine happening. I was brought into his life to spend the last years of his life with him. I truly believe this.
Okay.
And we had a very loving, love-filled relationship. It was not a relationship of convenience. It was a relationship built on pure, unadulterated love. So what I gave him was what he deserved. What I gave him was a byproduct of what we already had. So
So
if a man from my past wants to now come back into my life and then receive those kinds of benefits without even ever intimately investing into me or us as a relationship at any point, he's not getting that from me. First of all, I don't want no sick, overweight, old ass man. I'm not attracted to that. There may be some women who are, but those men who want a hospice wife, but I think that men who are looking for a hospice wife view women in a certain kind of way, or certain kinds of women. They have this preconception. They're looking for women who they think will take care of them, because
okay.
they're not doing that to everybody. It's only certain kinds of women. If you fit the criteria, if they look at you like me, they think, oh, she's sweet, she's nice, she's kind, and all that. She'll do it, which is a total misconception, because I won't. Um, but they view certain kinds of women that way. They
Hmm.
look for those women who might be willing, they single, um, they might be willing because she remembered me from back in the day, how fine I was. So maybe she'll use that information that she had from the past to now, be my
Wow.
caregiver.
That's a sad
And
life.
that's real. It is a sad life, but it's a lot of men. There are nurses in the hospital. I forget, they did an article. Well, I came across an article, and one of the nurses was like, most of the people like in hospice and in these hospital rooms are men, single men, and they're approaching the end of life with no one. So now they're going through their Rolodex trying, they don't like it. So now they're going through their Rolodex trying to see, well, who can like, give me some companionship? Who is tolerable enough that can give me some companionship in this time of my life? Oh, let me call her. She'll do it. She'll do it. I don't think it has anything to do with love. It has everything to do with convenience and them just not wanting to be alone at the end of their lives.
I mean, I can't dispute
I
it
ain't mad at
because
them.
it's a thing because we're talking about it.
Yes, yes. But I'm not mad at them. Like, well, shit. Nobody wants to be alone.
Right.
And if they find somebody that's willing to do that for them,
More
hey,
power. Hmm.
more power to you. But I'm not doing it.
But you know
I'm
what?
not doing it.
And that's one of the reasons why I would tell a man, take care of yourself, man. I mean, quit
Yes.
working yourself to death. I'm going to work 45 hours today. And don't do that, man.
Don't do
Don't
it.
destroy your health trying to obtain wealth. You feel me?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you won't end up in these places depending on somebody to change your diaper, help you take a shower. We're all going to get old. But damn, you don't have to be broken spiritually and
Right.
mentally and all that other shit.
Yeah. And we got melanin, black folks. So
Take
if
care
you
of
take care of
yourself.
yourself, you're going to be in this world looking good. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Like, just because we're getting older doesn't mean we have to be old. Doesn't mean that we have to be shriveled up and decrepit. Like, we can take care of ourselves.
We got to eat
So
right and keep
do. So
moving.
yeah, eat right and keep moving. So you don't have to be out here 10 years later calling somebody who you had a few flings with to take care of your
Hello?
65-year-old ass.
Hey, this Bobby. You remember me? Yeah, I'm missing two toes on the left leg and I'm missing the right leg.
Please,
I
no.
mean, we ain't got to do
No.
nothing. I just want to move
We
in with
can't
you.
do nothing. You sick. And you overweight. You can't probably breathe. You probably got a one
And
of the
then my
machines at night.
acnoids.
Right. that? What's that? The CPAP machine? What they got to put over their face at night? Loud ass machine.
Hey, they
No,
got a
you know
new
what the fuck.
machine out. They say it's quiet.
It don't matter. You got a whole gas mask on your face for 8 hours at night. Who can sleep like that?
Well, you sleep in
Like for
separate
real.
rooms.
I can't do it. I
Hey,
mean, I don't mind the separate room thing, but that ain't for me. Get somebody else to do it.
right. Ladies and gentlemen,
Somebody that
take
will
care of
will
yourself.
do it. Yes, take care
That's
of
the verdict.
yourself,
Take care of
lest you
yourself.
be a hospice boo.
And you
So,
know what? And if you are in a relationship, take care of each other. Make sure
absolutely.
y'all can enjoy those golden years, man,
Hmm.
together, healthy.
Yes. Yes. I know a couple right now. They're older than me by a few years, but they work out every single day together. They walk, they run, they swim. He takes care of her. She's a stay-at-home mom and has been the entire time, but she takes care of him as much as he takes care of her. I love their relationship. So if you can do that, do that. But in the
Yep.
meantime, just take care of each other. Take care of yourselves first, and
Yep.
then take care of each other.
Hmm. That's the
All
verdict.
right, y'all. Until next time, peace.
Peace.